The podcast with big mics.
The podcast with really big mics and even bigger.
Love for each other.
Exactly where I was going.
I know. I can read your mind. Why are you taking such a deep breath? Are you, nervous?
Yes.
Oh, no, I don't like that.
Kind of. Not really. I don't know. I just had not even, I had a great day hanging out with you.
Why are you saying this
But
on a podcast?
I don't know.
I get so uncomfortable with compliments. All we did was stand in a store and watch me freak out.
Cassidy's going to be a streamer. The biggest streamer. He's going to take over Kai Snat, Aiden Ross. She's going to be the next big streamer.
I don't
You
know
got to
who
break the
any of
record.
those are.
The record of 800 live viewers.
Only 800?
800,000.
Okay, I'm like, I feel like I've already done that. Just kidding, I haven't.
I don't know. We were supposed to shoot this with, the whole concept of this podcast was supposed to be like
Nick and friends.
Nick and friends. So like multiple people, and I have some other friends that I think would have complemented this really well, and we would have had some good chemistry with the podcast. And I do love doing it with you, and you're the only one that's ever committed to doing it. So I respect that. But I have a vision in my mind of how, what things could be, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I feel like sometimes I can see so vividly how something could be or will be,
Mm-hmm.
and what its potential. And I had this all planned out when I was driving over here because I was in the heat of the moment, angry, kind of slightly.
Keep going. Talk to your therapist.
I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot of people in this world.
Don't cry, because then I'll cry. Seeing you cry is like the worst thing in the world.
God damn it. I can't even.
Wow, this got deep. You are very passionate and driven, and not a lot of people match your passion and drive.
Pretty much. I don't think that there's a lot of people in this world that want to do this as bad as I do.
I agree. I mean, my sister and me have talked about how she doesn't have a single hobby that she likes to do enough to make it a career, make it a job. You and me have multiple all the time. We're always like, we could just do this. We're so in love with the things that we are passionate about that we're like, what if we could do this all of the time?
Exactly. And I feel like I've tried so many things. I don't even want to. And this is the thing. I don't want people to feel bad for me, and I just
no one feels
don't
bad
want to.
For you.
That's good. And I don't even want to feel bad for
That
myself.
is so mean.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't think there's many people that actually want to do this as bad as I do. And when you get a vision of what things could be, and I don't know, I just see things so
clearly
of what it could be. And maybe that's just my optimistic delusion, but I think in a way sometimes that's good.
I think it's good. I think that if I could give advice, it would be to let it be flexible also. You get very stuck on what you want it to be.
I agree. And yeah, in ways I think I'm just talking in circles.
That's your life. Literally. I'll tell you later. Keep on your story.
Anyways, I think I wanted to do this since I was 12 years old, and I've tried so many different things, and this and I think podcasting is something that is one of my favorite things to do, out of streaming or any type of content creating. And I had such a vision to do this with some people or a group of people, and I kind of wanted everyone to be involved and people could fill in where where they could, but I don't know. I had a particular vision for it, and just I don't like I said, not a lot of people want this like I do and have the commitment level like I do. So it's just like frustrating when
Most people are happy living a 9 to 5.
and I'm just at a point where like I don't regret what I did with my time, but I feel like I should have worked harder towards like lately I feel like I've been really motivated and I've been like, okay, I have to work, I'm gonna edit, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna like actually work toward it. Where like before I was like I feel like in ways I wasted a few I know it wasn't wasted, but like I feel like I wish I would have just not waited for things to be so perfect and just did them like
That's fair.
and not been like because then it's like oh I want to get one video out a week and then you miss one and then your whole momentum just at least mine it just gets derailed and then it's like then I'm posting nothing but like I wish I would have just kept posting and doing things like as I could and just let things fall how they did and not
I agree.
let my entire momentum get derailed because I missed a week or like did something but just do what I can and keep working forward on it and not wasting time because I was overthinking or something wasn't perfectly how I wanted it to be.
I agree. Things shouldn't have to be perfect. They should just be enough that you enjoyed it. And that includes like posting schedules and things like that. I mean, literally, I got these cats and I just didn't post for a week on YouTube. And I post 2 to 3 times a week for the last 3 years. Well, sometimes I post, like, sometimes I take longer, but I was just like, it's fine. Like, no one is going to, like, the only person who's going to punish me for not posting that video is myself.
And I think part of it is like every year that goes by, I'm like, I can't start because it's going to take me this many years to get it to where I want it to be. And then another year goes by and it's like, now I feel like I'm even more pressure to like make something happen with whatever I'm working on at that time. And then another year goes by and it's like, if I would have just picked something and just did it from year one and actually just been dedicated to it, it probably would be there already. But I just kept changing so many things. And like, also part of it is the thing that is frustrating about it is I can't find something that only involves me. Everything I guess except for TikTok when I was doing well on TikTok, but even that I needed most of the times I needed you to come like film for me and like help me, but like I can't seem to ever find something that is just like something I could do by myself. And maybe that's another excuse, but everything is like I want to do music. I can make the music, but I need someone to get on the music to do something. But I guess now, like lately, I've been like
Content creating
I can
around.
make tutorials on it and not worry so much about the aspect of getting someone to actually get on the instrumental. And then I did my other podcast for a long time, but it was a guest-based podcast, and it was always relying on someone to show up. And even this, I guess I could podcast for myself, but I don't know how well I would do just talking to myself, which is something I could maybe try one day. And but
Kind of what you're doing right now.
but I feel like it's easier because it feels
I'm
like
listening.
maybe once I get more followers and it feels like I'm actually not talking to nobody, it would be easier to talk to the camera by myself. But
I think you just want to do it with people. Like, you've always wanted to, like, not do it solely because all the things you have done would be capable by yourself, but you prefer to do it with someone else. Like, you can film yourself. Those TikToks that we made, you could have gotten tripods. It would have taken more work. You could stream by yourself when you were streaming if you really wanted to. Like, lots of streamers are just by themselves. Some have lots of fun friends and stuff, but some do it by themselves.
I do agree with that. And maybe this is just another excuse, but it feels like content creation is just easier with another person because things just feel natural and content flows better, in my opinion.
I think you don't believe in yourself the way you should, because I believe in you. And like, I've always noticed that you don't think you have a big personality. You don't really like to show it off, and you always think that you're better with someone else, but I don't think that's true. Don't cry. I will cry. Bring the kitten back here. She can stop you from crying. She's cute.
I do agree with that as well. And I feel like part of it is still like why I want to do it with someone else sometimes. I think it's a validation thing sometimes that I like am not crazy for doing this.
You're not. We might not have friends who are doing this like crazy, but there are plenty of people in the world. Like, YouTube is full of people doing it, and like it can be very lonely. Like, I was very lucky to like stumble into booktube, which is the most unlonely community. But before that, when I was doing like makeup, it's so lonely.
And I just feel like other than you, I've never really had anyone support or believe in like content, which is like
I would like to say this is false and shout out Destiny Landon for being the most supportive friends ever in the world.
that is true. I agree with that.
Who probably will be listening to this, so
that is true. They always supported my clothes and like everything.
I feel like Shayna did too. I find females more supportive about things like this.
It's just gonna be a half-hour episode of me complaining and crying about nothing.
Hey, maybe people relate to seeing a man cry on a podcast.
I don't know. It just, you see other people and it's just like they have friends that are just like, no matter what they do, they are like unwillingly supportive behind it. And I just feel like I didn't have that a lot of my life.
You had shitty friends.
I don't want to cry. I don't look like a little bitch.
I look so heartless right now because I just like, I either cry with you or I completely shut down.
Hello, kitty.
See, she knows you're upset. She's coming to get the good person.
But
the rumbles.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a very specific vision for this, and I wanted a few people to be involved, and they just, again, don't have the drive that I do, which is fair because, like I said, I feel like I'm on next level passionate about this, but I thought maybe you'd be able to get like a few episodes out of them just, and then like maybe once it started doing something, they would like start to see what it could be, because I really do think that they are very funny people and we could, like, it could be something very big. And that was kind of my vision for it, but maybe it'll just turn into the Nick and Cassidy podcast.
I'm here whenever you need me.
But yeah, I don't know. It just, I feel like everything I do is like, I feel like I'm relying on someone. So I just need to find something that I can do myself and stay consistent with it.
I think you have to be nicer to yourself. I truly think that's your biggest issue. Missing a video is fine. Posting every 2 weeks is fine. Posting once a month is fine. If that's what you can do.
Oh my goodness.
There are a lot of YouTubers, a lot of creators who only post once a month. It's not unheard of.
I agree, but I feel like those are established people.
No, there's some that aren't established.
And I'm never going to get it to the point that I want to get it to. I feel like posting once a month.
No one's listening to us right now. They're all staring at her.
You are one little rodent.
Hey, be nice to her.
Look at her.
She just wants you to love her.
This will be my second coast. Any words? Thank you.
Big rumbles. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I just...
Honest to God, like, content creating is not easy. People think that it's like, oh, you just sit at home and you make videos. It's not what it is. It takes hours and hours and hours of work. And I think it's hard because you have always really wanted it, and we ended up together, and I stumbled into content creating with you.
Which I think maybe sometimes that's my problem, is I try/care too much about it.
And
where you, well, maybe I'm wrong, but you just,
at
least at the start, you were just like...
BookTube was not. I just liked watching BookTube, and I was like, I'm going to make a channel while, like, I'm kind of bored, I'm reading books. Like, I enjoyed it. I was, like, in the community, and I just made some videos, and I liked it. It took off. It was not meant to be what it is. I, like, love it for what it is, but I didn't think I'd be sprinting 3 nights a week and had friends. Like, I didn't think I'd be flying to the States to, like, meet these people.
My dream has always been to be in, like,
A
kind of like a
clout
content
house? Yeah.
house. Like, but that was like 12-year-old me was watching like Optic and Phase, and those were like the first content houses ever.
There's so much wrong about them. I don't know how often you see, like, how much they get sued and, like, they're not
Not
good
even
places to be, but I know you just want friends to make content with. That's the thing, that's always what you've wanted. You have never wanted to do this alone. You wanted it to be a friendship thing.
yeah. And not even like I don't want to sign anyone to contracts. I just always want to just friends to like make content together, motivate each other, and like grind together.
If anyone wants to be Nick's friend, hit him up.
Because that's what those like early content houses were. It was like no one was in contracts. It was no one like owned
Yeah.
anyone. It was like recruiting people. It was just like we all have the same like dream of like playing. Theirs was playing video games as like a profession, and then they just made content around that, and then it was what it was. And FaZe is like I'd say the biggest gaming organization in the world now, and they just started, yeah. But maybe that was they didn't care either. It was just like we're all gonna just do what we do. But I don't know. That was like
They never thought it was going to be what it was. I think that's part of the problem. Like, it was never. They probably did it, thought it would be like, let's grind together, let's have some fun. I don't think anyone who was in that initial thing expected FaZe to become what it was.
probably not.
And, like, truly, you're right. Like, I mean, I don't really care. Like, I put a lot of work into YouTube, a lot, but I'm not stressed about it ever. Like, I just have fun. I try to have fun with it. And if it's not fun, I don't want to do it.
My issue is that I just feel like sometimes I don't live life because I'm so worried about not
It being perfect.
achieving my dream.
I agree. I think that's the thing you struggle with. That's why I'm here, to make you do things like spend fucking 3 hours in a Staples staring at a computer monitor while I have a mental breakdown about whether I should buy that, but I'll buy the $300 keyboard, no problem.
And that's why I'm proud of
No,
your
stop. You're crying enough for the both of us. I'm so uncomfortable with compliments, and I never realized this until...
I am, though.
Oh, thank you. It's weird because I think people who post on the internet seek validation from the internet. Like, I don't think that there's people on the internet who aren't wanting some sort of comment, some sort of like you post a selfie and you are expecting people to post and say, like, you look pretty. Like, you're looking for validation in comments places on the internet.
Yeah, maybe this is my entire life because I feel like I've never had friends. This is where I'm searching for them.
And
is
so
the internet.
I think it's weird because I post on the internet searching for attention, essentially. But then when someone compliments me in person, I'm like, please don't. It's so awkward. But if you commented that on a post where I can think of my reply nicely, 100% okay.
This is my life. It's like, oh, I wish I would have said that. You're in an argument, and it's like think
Everyone
of something
feels
the day
that.
after, and you're like, oh, I would have gave it to them if I would have just
Oh, 100%. I rip on people in the showers days after arguments.
in the shower.
Yeah, the showers when, like, if I'm angry, if I'm sad, anything, like, I'll go have a shower, and I, like, let myself just, like, live my emotion while I'm in that shower, and the second I'm out of that shower, my emotion has to be shut off. Like, I don't like to sit in things, really, like, which also is bad, because although I don't sit in my anger or, like, my sadness very often, which is good, I also don't sit in the happy moments very often. Like, I hit a subscriber number on YouTube, and, like, I'm happy for, like, 5 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, grind again.
It's good to keep, like, yeah.
You should celebrate the
enjoy it.
wins.
You should enjoy it. In a way, it's good that you don't, like, get comfortable, though, that you're like, okay, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have, like, Which will probably be my issue one day. I'll be there, and then it'll be like, well,
It's
I
never
still
enough.
got to be higher, like
It's so sad.
200,000, 300,000.
It's honestly so sad. Like, I remember hitting 1,000 and thinking, like, most incredible feeling of my life. Like, how the fuck do you hit 1,000? I hit 10K, and within 5 minutes, I was like, okay, 12K.
When I hit 10K on TikTok, I was so happy. And now my TikTok account, I haven't posted on it essentially in years because I just got frustrated with it and like how the algorithm changed, and it was just like,
You have to adapt. You can't let yourself just, like,
and
give
that's
up.
like another one of my things is I wish I would have kept going with my TikTok when I did, because that was like almost 5 years ago. What would have it been if I would have just kept going with that instead of changing again? And then I changed to music, and then I finally feel like I'm starting to get good at music, and I'm getting artists to get all my songs and stuff. And now it's like,
Podcast.
maybe I'm gonna be a podcaster. But then,
But also, don't think of the what ifs. Just try and have fun with what you're doing. And, like, you didn't take that path, and that's okay. Like, you don't kill yourself over it, because you can't change it. You can't go back in time and say, I'm gonna do this now. So, like, just don't live in those feelings. Like, just don't let yourself sit there for hours and think about what if. Like, what is the point of a what if? All it does is make you feel bad about yourself.
I'm sure it's all happening for a reason. You probably don't believe in that, but I feel like in ways it's just like, I mean, it is a version of it is what it is. But
Mhm. It is what it is. Just let it go.
I don't know. And that's why, even though I got 20 subscribers and they're yours people, I'm still very happy. I was pumped to have 20 subs.
Honestly, I've never gotten so many comments about the freaking pizza scene before, so they like you. Because that was all you.
Appreciate everybody. You weren't even going to film it. And I told Cassie, I said, go get your camera over there and bring it over. And she's like, no, we're not going to film this.
Well, I wasn't gonna
disaster.
embarrass you on the
I have
internet.
2 of your hit items.
2 of them.
Fishing pond
Oh yeah, the fishing pond.
and pizza scene.
I can't believe people still use the fishing pond. Like, I kind of hate you for it.
The funniest I saw, I think it was the Jonathan guy in your Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Someone new joined. They're like, "What is the fishing pond?"
Yeah,
It's
Sarah
like,
asked that.
It's the timer from Lost, where bad things will happen if you don't fish. I thought that was hilarious.
For anyone who has no clue, in my like Patreon Discord, when I first made it, I had no idea how to use Discord, so Nick set it up for me, and he set up this bot where you like literally just go fishing. Like, you write fish, and then the bot tells you how many fish you catch, or if you caught trash, and then you can't fish for 2 hours. And I was like, this is so stupid. No one's gonna use it. Like, remove it. And he was like, no. And I didn't know how to remove it. It's 3 years later, and
People are hitting the pond heavy still.
yeah, like, people still use it. It's still a thing.
You know what else I saw recently in your Discord is I said, "Oh, put emojis on your thing," and you're like, "Absolutely no emojis. They're so ugly." And who's got emojis in their
I
Discord
still
now?
think they're ugly.
Who's got emojis?
Me, but I still think they're ugly.
Gotcha.
I think they're so they like
Why did you put them in then?
because there was too many sections, so I needed something to like make them more distinct, even though I think they're so ugly. Like, there's just too many sections happening in the Discord. There's too many chats, but I can't delete them because they're needed. I also have a voice chat.
A voice chat? What is a voice chat?
Like one of the voice channels that you told me to put in a long time ago, and I
just
hate
to
them.
talk? Like just for people to hang out and talk?
Really, we had it because we were streaming the Taylor Swift album together,
Mm.
and I needed it for that. And every once in a while, we like go in there and stream a video when we don't want to give someone views.
We can
When we want to watch it, one of us watches it, and we stream it to each other.
Oh my gosh, you're savage. You can watch the podcast in there.
No, we want to give you the views. Give me all the views.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's still a few options I could ask for people to try and do this, but I truly believe in the person. They'll probably never watch this, but
You give that person way too much credit in life. He's
They
let you
have-
down so many times.
a lot of potential, but they just, it's like a bad supervillain. Like, they have the superpower, but they don't use it for good.
Fair. I also think that there's potential for you to do it down the line. Like, it doesn't have to be right now. Like, we
But-
can do this, and if it can change.
I'm also the type of person is if you didn't want to do this with me from the start, fuck you.
I get it.
Like, why should you reap the rewards of all of my work that I put in?
True, but also it's hard because a lot of people want just a regular life and you don't want one, and you're asking for more commitment than someone is willing to give sometimes.
But that's exactly it, though. Like, why am I sacrificing all my stuff for you to just, like...
But you're the one who wants it.
So then I'll find someone that equally wants it.
Which is fine, you can do that, but it's also an ability to not hold a grudge. But most people do.
Gross, am I gonna pull a huge boog out?
But you can do it down the line if it's still something you're interested in. That's allowed. Doesn't have to be right here, right now.
I agree. I just feel like
You're a grudge holder.
I am a grudge holder.
I know.
But I just feel like people don't... They don't even have, like... I mean, maybe Landon wants to be my podcast person because he's into it, but Landon has supported me for the whole time. So let's say this does happen to go something. He doesn't want to be a podcaster. He supported my ideas. So if I had an opportunity to put him in somewhere else in this and like help the business and pay him like significantly more, I would do that because he backed it. He
Yeah.
wasn't just like, no, you're crazy, you're weird, you're stupid, this isn't a thing. It's not even that he's not committed, but at least he like is on board in a way.
I get it. I also, though, I come from a family of I will give anyone the clothes off my back, no matter who you are, how you've treated me, what you've done. Where, like, I get it. I understand the not wanting to. But also, if I'm still friends with you, I still care about you no matter what. I will probably...
But should these people be friends in my life if they don't give a shit about me? I get it. They don't have to have the same hobbies and interests, but like, it's quite clear that like there's a group of people that don't give a shit.
Well, I've been telling you to drop them for years and you don't listen to me.
And it's just...
That's a different story versus...
And I get it. People have things in their life, other things going on, but it's like, you see other people and like, they're just loyal. Like, I don't know, like...
But loyalty's also earned. I'm not saying you aren't loyal, but like it is something. Like friendship is more than just showing up once every 2 months on both sides.
Agreed. I don't know if it's just like a thing from this city or like... I think it's just groups of people, but like some people are just... They have their group and they would do anything for their group.
And some people aren't.
And I think it's just certain people are that way, and I just don't have a lot of those, which is what I've always wanted in life in a way. I don't even know why like I got emotional. I know why.
You've been emotional about this kind of stuff for like the last 4 years. We have the same conversations about it.
We do. I feel like I'm at a point now where it's like before...
I feel like this is every year. You're like, at this point, I don't give a fuck anymore about these people.
No, well, yes. No, just in my
fuck.
terms of like content creating, I feel like now I'm like, okay, there's no more like screwing around and wasting time, and it's like just... No, not even that way. Just like there'd be times where I'd be like, oh, I should go edit, but I would sit on my phone on like TikTok or like go hang out with someone or help someone and not prioritize my thing. I feel like I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna focus on me and I'm gonna do this.
Which is good, but I also think that there's a point where like don't think about other things as wasting time. You have to live your life as well as living your dream, or else what's the point?
I agree, but I feel like I just can't focus, and I just feel stressed and overwhelmed and guilty that I'm not
You have to be easier
doing
on
what I
yourself.
should be, which it may not be what I should be doing, but it feels like I should be doing.
You have to learn to be easier on yourself because, I mean, here's the thing. I could look back on What Ifs too. I exploded to 50K pretty much overnight on TikTok. I could have continued makeup. I could have been the people that
You could have been the James Charles. You could have been.
people that were doing it at the time I was doing it around the same are at like 500K, 1 million. Like I could have done that. But I didn't like it anymore when I like didn't want to spend 10 hours doing a special effects look for 3 TikToks to have to do it all over again tomorrow.
And this is my thing too. Like, I want to do YouTube so bad, and I could easily start reading books and mooch all of your followers off of you.
But you won't like it. And
But I'm not going to enjoy it. And I don't, that's not like what I want to, like, that's not the type of YouTube I want to
yes.
do. I want to, like, I mean, one day if this got somewhere and make vlogs, and like if I actually had somewhere to put them, which maybe I'll make the odd one and just
You can
throw it
mooch
on
my
here
followers
anyways.
for vlogs.
But that's, like, it's not even that I just want it to, like, I want it to be something that I actually want to do. Like, it's not like I just, like,
I get
someone
it.
said you could be a booktuber with 1 million followers tomorrow.
You'd say yes. Let's be
I
honest.
don't
You'd say
think I
yes.
would.
I get that. Like I don't think you should do things you don't love. I don't think channels who are doing things they don't love are successful. Like people can see it and feel it. Like I think that if you ask anyone who watches my channel, they know I love it. Both reading and content creating. Like it's clear. Which is why I stop doing things when I don't love it, because I think it shows in what you're doing, which is don't have to quit things wholeheartedly, but you can make changes and stuff. But like just looking at those what ifs, like they're not helpful.
Well, in ways they are. I feel like you should learn from them.
You can learn from them, but that's not a what if. Letting yourself think about the choices you could have made is not learning from them. That's living in the
No,
past.
but
But you can look at it and be like, if I had more commitment to it, I should put more commitment into this now because I could have.
and that's where I feel like I'm at, is like last couple of years I didn't put as much effort in as I should have or could have, and I just spent time overthinking things when really in the end it didn't matter. Just do something. Just like if you have a dream or a goal or something you want to do, big or small or whatever it is, it's just, and I know it's hard with my brain and people that have like ADHD and overthinking and anxiety and stuff, but I just OCD, because I feel like that's a big thing, is maybe this was just a really big span of OCD where I couldn't like focus on it until like whatever switch flipped. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but you literally just gotta, I'm sure there's better ways for dealing with OCD, but you just gotta tell yourself like shut the fuck up and just do it. The world is not gonna explode if you don't touch that light switch over there or put out a video or just start today and just do something.
One video a month is better than no video. One video a year is better than no video, to be honest. But also I think you just have to, I truly think the balance is learning to enjoy your life. Whether that is not going out and doing this and that's you enjoying your life. That's 100% fair. But don't let your end goal stop you from being happy and experiencing your life as it goes, because the end goal really doesn't matter. Because the end goal is the end of your life. Like,
No, that's not my end goal.
Like, it will be, because that's how this all works. There's never an end goal in content creating. It doesn't just.
Yes. You're right.
So you have to experience your life. You have to love your life. You have to live it. If that is just doing this, if that makes you happy, then that's okay. But if it's making you miserable, think about it. Figure out a change. Maybe tonight you're not doing it. You're going to go out and watch the Oilers game. Like, letting yourself breathe and have a life is a balance needed for content creating.
Agreed. But then my other struggle is that I see other people and it's like, I know really at the end of the day you're in a race with yourself and no one else. But it's
Listen,
like you see other people doing stuff and it's like damn, they're gonna like look at what they're doing and like look how much they're growing and what they're doing. And it's like not even that I care that they're bigger than me. It's just like, well, I should be working that hard, but they probably take days as well, but that you don't see them doing that. But
There are
yeah,
people who work a lot harder than me and grow a lot slower. Like that, it's not an equal measure at times. I take a lot of time for myself. Ask anyone. I watch like 3 hours of reality TV a night. I could be reading a book. I can read 30 books in a month, but I don't want to. I can post a video every 2 days. I have that ability. I actually did for a while. I don't want to anymore. I want to enjoy what my time and what I'm doing. And I've actually noticed I'm gaining more subscribers. I'm doing better now that I'm posting less. I don't think my content has improved that much since that, but like I'm happier. I'm not stressed about what video is going to come out next. What book I need to be reading. How I can't go hang out with friends because I need to read this book to get this video out tomorrow.
yeah, I just, even if it's not, for example, if it was me and I was like, I don't want to read, I'd be like, well, what else could I be doing? Maybe I don't want to read, but I'd be guilty that I'm not like editing or making shorts or like posting stuff otherwhere or like working. And that's just
Which
my own thing, but it's like, sure, I don't want to read, but it's like I still feel guilty for not like doing something that's driving me to where I want to be.
Which I do have moments like that. Like there are days where like I'm watching TV but I'm working on something still because it, even if it's just like my reading journal that is going to be a video at some point. So it does technically help me out or whatever. But I also think that you cannot be productive. You cannot make it in life without the moments of not feeling pressure to do things. So whether that's curling up in bed and watching an episode of TV every night where you get to relax, your brain is dead. You don't have to feel guilty that you're not editing, but you have to give yourself those times to do that. And I'm pretty good at it. Sometimes. Sometimes I'm not. Like sometimes I'm in my head about it and I'm, what am I doing? Why am I watching TV? Why am I doing this? I should be doing this, this, and this. But it's giving yourself that ability. Because when I first went down to posting less, I was a lot harder on myself than I am now. Especially because I'm seeing changes. But like, at first I was like, I should just post another video because it's another chance for me to grow subscribers. It's another chance for me to make money. It's another chance for people to stumble on my channel, for people to love my channel. And now I'm like, well, why? Like, why am I driving myself insane? That doesn't make this work long term. That is how you lead to burnout. And I would like to do this long term. So you have to learn to give yourself grace.
I'm just a guilty person. That sounded like I'm a criminal.
Not back to this.
I don't know. For whatever reason, and maybe it's my OCD brain that just gets stuck on regret, but it just is in my head all the time.
I mean,
regret. Like I said, I was telling you, I was thinking of a situation that happened when I was probably like 8 or 10 years old. My dad's friend came over with Timbits, and we got into this argument because Cassidy's a savage and doesn't like any type of donut with filling in it, and those are the best ones.
Nasty.
So my dad's friend brought the powdered
I like that you
strawberry.
called this an argument. We didn't argue. I just
Okay, it
said
was a
those are
debate.
gross.
Brought the powdered Timbits over with the little jam in them, and those things are bussin'. And thinking back of it as an adult, well, okay, so my dad's friend ate the Timbits that I wanted, so I started bawling my head out.
A Timbit is a donut hole, by the way, in Canada.
And I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, damn, I feel bad that I put that guy in an uncomfortable position for crying as a child, because he probably, for at least a moment, he was probably like, damn, I should have, or like, he was probably, at least it was awkward for him, because I don't know. Anyways, I felt regret about it, and it was like, why?
Yes, why? Because either now it's a funny story that he tells people,
yeah, he ate some
or
8-year-old's little
he's
donut,
never thought of it again.
which is probably what happened. But why do I live in that moment from like 20 years ago? Almost, not quite, not that old yet. What? I'm not 28. You're almost 28.
I am 27 tomorrow. Do not age me an extra year.
But yeah, there's no reason that I should feel that, but that's how my brain works.
A lot of people's
And
brains work this way.
yeah.
But you have to remind yourself why you shouldn't feel that way to help yourself get out of the situation sometimes. Or you have to just let yourself feel it. Like, maybe you just feel guilty for 5 minutes and then you go for a shower, you can feel guilty in the shower, you get out of the shower, no more
You
guilt.
know me, I dwell on things, obviously, for 20
I
years.
know.
It's never just like,
I feel like you don't dwell on us, so you just
why?
have to be nice. I feel like I was not always the nicest.
Why?
And I feel like you don't dwell on, like, anything that, like, happens between us. Or you just don't talk to me about it.
I'm sure at times my brain wanders. But it just...
This sounds like I did sus things. That's not what happened. Just, like, arguments and stuff. Because don't get into an argument with me. I'm not very nice. I'll take you down. Because I don't care how you feel. As we previously stated on these.
That's my dilemma. I don't know. That's just how my brain works. And it's an endless loop of regret and...
Which I think there's coping mechanisms to help with that. But yeah, I think you have to learn to give yourself grace, but also, because I think that would help your productivity in general. Like, if you don't, like, today, you're supposed to edit clips. You helped me, we did this, you did things that were still productive to your overall end goal of life. Even if it wasn't what you planned to do.
And that's how I didn't, have intentions of... I had a feeling at the start of this weekend we weren't recording today anyways, and we ended up did. So I got something. It wasn't, like you said, the thing that I thought I was going to be doing this weekend to progress, but we got content out of it, and is a progression.
Mm-hmm. Technically helping me is a progression because
Cassidy's going to be the next big streamer.
And then I'm going to pay you to work for me.
You say you're going to pay me to work for you? Well, you better start.
I need to
quadruple
some of these, but that would be the end goal. Then you don't have to work ever again, besides for me, and we can get into lots of fights because working with your spouse is probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I would do things for you, but I think we'd have different perspective on things.
Well,
and
I would be paying you, so my perspective wins.
But this
Just
is the
like
other
in
thing
our
that
relationship.
This is how much I care about. I told Cassidy that
he doesn't want to work for me.
No, that you're like, well, we should just win the lottery, and then you could do whatever you want. And I told her, I was like, I kind of like wouldn't want that to happen. I want the grind. Like, I want to like have the satisfaction of saying that I did this.
He's addicted to the grind. I understand that.
I want to be able to say that I put the work in, and despite all my ups and downs, I made it.
But also, we just gotta...
I did it.
Adapt.
When my
and
YouTube
if you win the lottery,
in there,
you adapt to the fact that now you have extra money to buy the best equipment and pay people to do things. Like, you could pay an editor so then you get more videos out, blah, blah, blah. You just adapt to your situation.
It 100% would help. I absolutely agree.
You'd buy a house and then you'd be good. Like, you could still have the success and the grind from what you were doing, but you would be happier.
Then you'd have all the people saying, well, you got...
Who cares?
Me.
Who cares about them?
And, like, is it going to feel as good where you just kind of...
Yes.
cheat-coded yourself?
100%. I'm going to feel happy in my mansion of a house when I'm streaming and everyone else has to go to their 9-to-5 job that they hate and miserable, and I'm happy because I won the lottery. I've never bought a lottery ticket in my life. I was going to
say, you better start buying a lottery ticket.
Shayna and me were talking about this when we hung out, and we've both never bought a lottery ticket, but I'm like, I'm convinced I'm gonna win. Like,
Your first
someone
one,
is
yes.
going to just like hand me the winning lottery ticket. They're gonna be like, "Oops, you dropped this," and I didn't drop it, but it's the winning lottery ticket.
Would you take it if someone hadn't dropped you a lottery ticket? Like, you walked by and someone said you dropped this, and you damn well know you didn't drop it. What are
Well,
you doing?
I'm probably saying it's not mine, unless I know it's the winning lottery ticket. Then I might take it.
Oh my gosh, Cassidy. Savage.
Well, if no one else that was around dropped it, like if I went on a sidewalk, what is the chances that someone is coming back to find this?
Probably not, but
So I may as well take it.
what if they say...
But also I say this, and I'm not picking anything up off the ground, so I think I'm probably wrong, because like I've seen a wallet and I just walk past it. The good people would pick it up and like take
Try
it
and
back
return
inside
it.
the store. I'm like, that's another problem.
Savage.
But also, when I've dropped my wallet, I'm always hoping it's just still there. I'm like, God, I don't want to have to go talk to someone if they got returned in the store. Like, I'm
Oh.
hoping it's where I dropped it.
My dad, so we were driving home from the lake, I think, and someone's motorcycle bag fell off.
Mm-hmm.
So he pulled over and grabbed it. And as we were driving away, you saw the other guy, you saw the motorbiker coming back around, and I was like, he came back looking for it, and now it's not going to be there.
That's the thing.
And then luckily his insurance or something was in it so that we could find him. But then it was like a big like ordeal trying to get it back to him, because then he wasn't home, and then dad didn't want to, like, he was making the guy prove to him that it was actually his, which is kind of fair. But
also you just found it on the side of the road.
So yeah, I get both.
Well, like one time my mom lost her wallet at a restaurant, and we had to call the restaurant. The restaurant didn't have it. What happened was a police officer was there and said, I'll take it and I can get in contact. Like, I have the ability to get in contact. It was a whole lot harder to get in contact with this police officer or arrange pickup than if it had just been at the restaurant.
Yep.
Which he was doing a very, very nice thing.
Yeah, same with my dad. They were trying to do the right thing and be good people, but in some ways it just made it like more difficult.
Yeah, so like I really just want you to leave it. Like, if you walk past my wallet, please just leave it on the ground. Like, I'm hoping no one comes to steal it, but like I get that the point is you pick it up so no one else steals it because you're the better person that's going to return it. But like, I don't know. I don't want to have to go like having to deal with picking up a setup is just like way more annoying to me.
I don't know. I think we could probably just wrap it up here. I don't know if I have anything else to say other than thank you for the 20 people that do watch these.
There's
Especially
going to
the
be more than
people-
20 by the time this one comes out. I'm telling you. You got to believe in yourself.
Believe me, I believe in myself too much, which I think is part of the issue sometimes. I think sometimes
That's true.
my goals are bigger than my...
Commitment level.
Yes and no. I
Do you
don't
think
know.
you have commitment issues?
I don't think so. I've been with you for 8 years.
True.
In what way would I have commitment
I
issues?
don't know. I just asked the question.
I mean, every 2 years I do want to change, like, podcasting or TikToking or...
Me too, though. And I don't think I have commitment issues. Well, maybe I do.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways. Thanks for the people that do watch it and the people that watch it to the end. Appreciate you. One day there'll be more of you.
Lots more.
And thank you
Millions.
for podcasting with me.
Anytime. I have no life. I read books.
Bye.